Welcome back to Start It Up. I'm Nicole Bannister. Last time, we met a couple of students as they were about to compete in their respective regional quarterfinals. In this episode, we meet some new young entrepreneurs with their eyes on the prize. Who will make it to the semifinals of GSEA 2023? Let's start it up. An epic showdown awaits. Our hashtag studentpreneurs get ready for the European regional quarterfinals held in the beautiful capital city of Istanbul, while North American quarterfinalists compete in the seaside city of San Diego. Let's catch up with some of them and get to know some of the other competitors.
It's always very nerve-wracking when you walk inside and you begin pitching.
On the koji-based, we provide...
It was my first pitch in English in general, so I praise myself that I'm very well done.
We have these nasty little bacteria.
I think I gave everything I can, so if it wasn't enough, then it wasn't enough.
Pitching, I think you get better with experience, so you need to repeat and do it many times, and then it's becoming something really natural for you.
Private investment from the USA.
My pitch has improved from yesterday to today a lot, just from the advice that I got from all these brilliant people around me.
It's more than community for me. It's all about people that surround us. We need some support here, and support is people that are in the same situation as we.
So I think today the GSEA competition, what we've seen is how close we can get between a dream and a reality. Some of them are thinking about things that could change the world, but they're saying, hey, we just need your help and your support. And the fact that we, through EO, have the network to support that, unbelievable.
What is driving you personally to learn?
My take on what I've seen here at GSEA is that, young people have really gotten the memo when it comes to purpose and values. Many socially driven, environmentally driven business opportunities.
Every time I come to a GSEA competition and I look at what's coming down the road and what ideas, what passion and what energy is coming down the road, we're fine, the earth is going to be fine, human beings are going to be fine because the next generation are actually amazing.
I think we belong to the semifinals as we've been working for this for a long time, and I think we're putting a completely new perspective in something that is needed. Actually managing to qualify from the regional competition here, it's a great step, and I hope that in a few minutes I will be able to qualify for the next step as well. My name is Antonis Politis. I am 21 years old, from Patras, but I live in Athens. And I studied business administration in Athens University of Economics and Business. My startup is Care Exchange. We're building a donation platform where people can see exactly what charities need and make donations based on what they need. People, instead of just giving away money, they can buy products from the app and send them to the charity that needs them the most. They can select the charity, they can select the product, it's all up to the user. So our goal is to build the whole experience around the donation, to help people interact with others, see their impact, know that their donations are actually reaching the people supported. They can get images of the product sent to the charity, they can contact the charities directly. It's all about building a good experience around philanthropy and giving. So when I was a child, I was kind of a strange child, like eccentric maybe. It was hard for other people to understand how I function, so I found this to be an obstacle in some cases. So I started doing stuff that others didn't, such as like exploring things outside school, trying to like take up hobbies that make me feel more comfortable. And after I tried a lot of things, I ended up with entrepreneurship. So when I met entrepreneurship, my life changed. Balancing the things I do, like business, social life, and studies, it's not easy. You have to sacrifice a lot, especially if you're actually chasing your dream, not just passively waiting for it. But I realized that if you love entrepreneurship, the school is much easier. The business school is much easier if you love what you do. I believe the most important part of Career Exchange, though, it's the team behind it. We're a very good group of friends as well as partners.
Antonis is an excellent leader. He always lets his work speak for himself.
He's always trying to help the team move forward, inspiring us to execute and work hard in order to do our best to promote and make Career Exchange better.
For me, Career Exchange is like a way to impact the world massively and improve the way that the world looks at philanthropy.
Not only I work on something I really love, but we can also make the world better with that. We can also change philanthropy and make it better by doing it in a more transparent way.
The next step for us is a more official release of the Career Exchange application, something that you can officially marketize and show that, hey, you can donate here.
People do not donate often because they just don't get anything back. They give money and then they're not sure that the money actually reaches the person in need. They see cases of corruption from charities. We want to help people actually get a good experience back by donating and feel important, because it's very important. If you donate to a charity, it's crucial. You need to see your impact, you need to make sure that your impact actually reaches the person in need, and that's what we're trying to do with Career Exchange. We're very passionate about it.
If I had to say one trait that all entrepreneurs have in common, it would be that they're optimistic. You need to have optimism, especially in the face of adversity. Everyone will tell you, it's not going to work, you should give up or don't even start it. You just got to believe in yourself, be optimistic, and you will persevere.
The most exciting part of the day is to see the entrepreneurial energy that this upcoming generation has.
Great idea, how'd you come up with it? It always goes a lot faster than you think. Like 10 minutes sounds like a long time when you're prepping for it, and then it happens and you're like, oh my God, that was 10 minutes? It felt like 2.
My dad was sitting there and I was thinking about him as I was talking about him, getting emotional.
From a young age, he taught me that anything is figure-outable.
So I was just hoping the whole time that I didn't start crying because it was so awesome to have him see my presentation in person for the first time.
I practiced all week, both to my wall. I think my wall knows my pitch better than anyone in the world. For the first couple of years, a lot of the capital that we've raised, I think I exceeded my expectations in presenting today. So I'm very, very happy with the way it went.
How young the patients can use this.
Every idea these young entrepreneurs came and presented, they were just all these incredible, incredible ideas. I was so impressed, and it just makes me super optimistic about our future.
Well, how does the product work? Very quickly, because I don't understand.
What I saw was that a lot of these presenters had businesses that were solving big world problems, things that were going to make impact in the world. And then also, proof of concept. It's very important that if you're at this stage of the competition, that you have taken your product out and people have tested it and that you're working on the kinks, and I saw a lot of that. So that gave me really, really excited about where these guys are going.
Thank you so much.
I'm proud of myself getting this far. I know whatever the outcome is going to be, I'm still going to look back on this experience and be grateful for it.
I was thinking about it this morning. Just a year and a half ago, I was in my apartment, ruining my security deposit with mascara residue, just coming up with this concoction, hoping that it would work. And now here I am today in San Diego, presenting it in a room full of professional people that I'm inspired by.
My whole life, in a way, has been leading up to this, and that's why being able to share that story so that others can see it's possible, and if you really are motivated and excited to act on problems that frustrate you, you can do it. You just need to believe that you can. Startup's called Hollow Medical. It was inspired by a couple things, one of which was my dad's own respiratory illness, which at the time had prevented him from doing a lot of the things that he used to do, and it really highlighted how important breathing is, but how we all take it for granted if you don't have any issues with it. And at the same time, I was learning in school from a respiratory therapist the struggle that inhaler users have in making sure the medication actually gets to the lungs. I learned about this device that's the size of a water bottle and relied on by millions of people around the world. But it's so big, it's really hard to adopt into your everyday life. And so the difference between ours and the standard of care is the fact that ours is not only fits in your pocket like a cell phone to make sure that people can use it anywhere, have access to the best care, no matter where they are, whether they're at school, home, camping, but they also have the ability to, through our innovative valve system, breathe properly every time with a lot less effort on their part. I grew up in Kingston, Ontario, through a military family. My dad was a colonel, spent high school in Germany, ultimately realized my passion was creating things, ended up studying engineering. I worked as an engineer for a bit in a medical device company. I realized I wanted to study medicine, so I'm about to graduate as a physician in a couple months, which is kind of crazy to believe. The crazier thing is that I've found a way to kind of realize this dream of combining engineering, medicine, and innovation through entrepreneurship. I feel like the biggest motivator I have is my wife. She fills in gaps in my life that I can't do myself. I'm a dreamer. I always think everything's possible, and she'll support me in achieving anything.
Being business partners as well as being married actually hasn't been very difficult for us. Of course, it comes with its challenges, especially work-life balance. We constantly have to remind ourselves to prioritize ourselves as a couple and then prioritize our business and then our friendships and our life outside of Hollow. David is extremely perseverant, very hardworking, very quirky and funny in his own way. There's so much good in this one, I can't even say little person, he's 6'1", but there is so much good in this person, it's hard not to love him. Yeah.
Anything I do, I put everything and more into it. And so the ultimate goal here is to validate what we're working on. If I make it to the final in Cape Town, I feel like it's kind of a life-changing experience. I think just making it in the first place to be on a stage where you're alongside such incredible individuals, it's more validation, motivation that I'm on the right path. I'm on a meaningful path in my life, which is what I always wanted. And I think just making it to that final means a bigger audience, a bigger opportunity to share what we're working on, and not just what it means to us or our motivations for it, but share that with people who are actually living with these struggles similar to my dad. And that's what it means to me. Is it's another opportunity to show people that we're working for them to make their lives easier.
From Europe to North America, all the way to the subcontinent of India. In our last episode, we met the confident Raghav Mishra. Let's find out how Raghav and some of the other students are coping with the stress that comes with competing at an international level.
It's been a superb experience bringing all these students here into Pune, and we've been hearing these pitches for the past 2 days. I think it's just been a phenomenal experience so far.
Hi everyone, I'm Semifinalists.
To get into the regional quarterfinals, I got to travel India, got to meet lots of amazing friends, and here I'm feeling very excited.
To be a part of this is really an opportunity and also a proud moment for me.
The main feature in our oxygen web is it is totally electricity
free and also low cost. I have learned a lot from the event and especially from the bootcamp. It's definitely gonna be help in my startup.
The entrepreneurial ecosystem seems to evolve in leaps and bounds year upon year, and particularly in South Asia, where the entrepreneurial ecosystem is quite at a nascent stage. We find the quality of students who come up here and present their stories improving year upon year.
It's a huge thing for me coming from Bhutan, where the startup culture is not that prominent and it's just growing up, and it really encourages me and my fellow Bhutanese to, have such opportunities, and yeah, I feel blessed actually.
My role model has always been the belief in my idea. We are actually solving real-time problem and making a difference. And you can actually see the visible change and the visible impact that you're creating. You know that your hard work is impacting you, and you know where your hard work is going.
I feel this is a fabulous product by Evo. It has helped a lot of entrepreneurs as well as members to learn from these young entrepreneurs, would-be entrepreneurs, and give a platform for them and a support system for them, not only financially, even otherwise, just a support system, a mentoring platform.
Winning is something that, my idea caters to a large audience, and I've been working for it about 4.5 years. I believe that a problem solving of this scale hasn't been done in a long, long time. And I'm solving it. So I deserve the first position.
I'm Hrithik Jaiswal. We are in New Delhi, Dwarka. I am pursuing my undergraduate in biotechnology from Netaji Subhash University of Technology. Feet Wings is a smart sock that helps with the early warning and management of diabetes and related complications like foot ulcers, hyperglycemic attacks, diabetic neuropathy. So we help with the suggestions for that and giving you actionable steps to manage your diabetes. More than 466 million people in the world suffer from diabetes. Furthermore, more than 7 million people die every single year because of diabetes-related complications. Type 1 diabetics are at a much higher risk to suffer from various comorbidities. They have to take in insulin at one or the other stage of their life. So it is not about investing in me. It is about making the lives of more than 466 million people better. I was born and raised in New Delhi. I did my schooling here and then finally my graduation as well. I tend to interact with people very easily, so I made friends wherever I went. I always had this thing for making, doing something different, always going to extracurricular activities. When I got into college, I think that aspect of mine put me through my startup. I was really close to my grandparents. While in Jharkhand, we used to live as a close family, so I was really close to my grandfather specifically. My mom, she's a pre-diabetic and suffers from arthritis. My grandfather also passed away because of similar reasons, and I guess you solve problems that you're more connected to because you know the plight of the people. I've seen the struggle. I used to see my grandfather, prick his finger to get his blood glucose readings. There used to be frequent doctor visits. There are conditions that make you concerned about your own loved ones. I did not think much about what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do. I just knew that biology inspired me, and diabetes was a very, very difficult disease that people dealt with on a daily basis. So initially it was only my co-founders that were working, and soon we branched out in the span of about a year to about 12 more people. For studies, it became difficult. There's been times when my exam is about 1 hour after and I'm doing a testing at just that moment. We used to sleep in the office, we used to work here, we used to eat here. So we used to work like 17 or 18 hours a day. And that was pretty easy because my team was devoted as well.
Hrithik is good at managing people. Not only that, when you want to deal with people, the best thing that you should have is to make them feel comfortable around you. And I think Hrithik has that quality all over him. The moment you start talking to him, you won't be able to feel that, he's above you or he knows a lot more than you. You'll feel him at the same level as you.
Feet Wings in 10 years, we'd have products to cater to each and every requirement of a diabetic, not necessarily diabetes, but major heart diseases out there as well. So we want to be the biggest players in the healthcare industry out there.
A pair of socks that can monitor my health? Who would have thought? To make sure we offer the GSEA experience to all four corners of the globe, we held a few virtual competitions, and we are so glad that we did. Meet Laura Rincon, an inspiring young lady from Colombia who started Koji, a food innovation brand that creates the food products of tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Laura Daniela Perez. I'm 23 years old from Colombia. I studied business administration at Universidad Nacional de Colombia. My startup is koji-based transformation. It's a food tech startup. We are a food design and fermentation lab in which we design, prototype, and scale the innovative food products of tomorrow thanks to koji-based fermentation. Koji, it's a mold. It's a Japanese mold. You can grow koji and create unique flavors and unique taste and quality in food. We know that we can create another kind of fermentation with koji. So we analyze koji and we create a fermentation but in beef. And we create a unique method in the world of aged meat. The idea came in the only one class of entrepreneurship in my university. There I met my partner. He told me about koji, and after understanding the complexity of koji, I fell in love.
Koji was just a scientific idea and like a personal project of mine, but having that business mindset that Laura has been something that has actually skyrocketed koji into a startup and to a new business as we have it right now. Even though this startup started in a kitchen, it's today part of a bigger ecosystem that we have built together within Laura. And we are building towards being in the largest e-commerce platform in Colombia so that our burgers can be part of that global market, starting with Colombia and going forward internationally.
I was born in a small town called Duitama in Boyacá. I grew up with a huge family that supported me and support my dreams. Since high school, I knew that I wanted to create something new. I was so curious and I wanted to have all the knowledge I can have. And I remember dreaming of having a lot of businesses, of changing my realities, the realities of my family. So then I go to study business administration and I realized that with entrepreneurship, I can change my life and my family's life. Agriculture here in Colombia and also in Latin America can grow, can fast track, can show all the world that here are some good kind of products that can be in international global markets. It's food culture for the future that can improve the sustainability of the planet, the sustainability all the labor guarantees of farmers and also of the new entrepreneurs that can change the world. It's kind of nervous and my heart is beating so fast. It's a great honor and a great purpose, the way to visualize my dreams, that Colombia and Latin America can be successful in the world.
"16 students from Latin America and the Caribbean participated in the regional quarterfinals of this year's competition. Each student had to prepare their 10-minute online pitch, which was then followed by a 10-minute Q&A session. From healthcare technology, social impact tech startups, to low-cost insect production systems, as well as Laura's business, Koji. The variety of businesses that competed were staggering, but in the end, there could only be 4 students who moved on to the semifinals.
We're in a generation of society where we have to grow and unlearn in order to continue to be successful. Technology is advancing faster than it has ever before. Change is the only inevitable that we know. And in order to succeed in this ever-changing environment, we have to grow as individuals. So what that means as entrepreneurs is that oftentimes we have to unlearn ways that we used to do things or the way that we look at the lens that we look at the world through in order to solve problems in our business. So we can't just keep working with the same mindset that we've always had. And so entrepreneurs who can convey that core value of together we grow, and being in a community where others help you identify what your blind spots are and help you grow past that, that's successful. And that's a person who's going to continue to be successful regardless of what they do.
Back in Turkey, the quarterfinals are heating up, and one of the students competing is an Istanbul local. Selen Senal's business AlgaBio is fighting climate change, one carbon-negative biofuel and bioplastic at a time.
My name is Selen. I live in Istanbul. I'm studying at GSEA University on algal biotechnology. I am the founder of AlgaBio. AlgaBio treats industrial wastewater and captures carbon dioxide with microalgae to produce biofuels, bioplastics, and bioproducts. I started this company because I saw the devastating effects of air and water pollution that Istanbul faced. Then, with the global carbon dioxide level increasing due to these greenhouse gas emissions, I thought that I founded AlgaBio to solve these problems with algae. Algae is so magical organism because it's like plants. They are capturing carbon dioxide with photosynthesis and producing oxygen. Just simple photosynthetic mechanism. Also, they are eating toxic wastes in the water or in the wastewaters as a nutrient, then they grow up. So you can easily remove these toxic materials from the sea. My childhood is all about the school. I learned lots of things like passion about environment, love about environment, all about environment in my childhood. So I grew up with environmental issues and environmental love. 4 years ago, I don't know anything about what is entrepreneurship, what is the building a business from the zero. So my boyfriend said me, you should go with this project to set up the business, and you should write the projects to the government to find the capital that you need. And that's when I started.
I got her into the entrepreneurship business because I saw the opportunity in her project. I got into competitions, go for fundings and etc. And she did much more than I expected. She wants to make something that is valuable, not in the only sense of money, but it's also in the sense of value to nature and future of the earth and humanity also. I'm very proud of her. She's very successful, and she will be more successful in the future, I think.
The world needs AlgaBio because we need to decrease our carbon dioxide level. We need high-tech carbon capture solutions. Also, we need to decrease our wastes that killing biodiversity, both in life below water or life on land. It doesn't matter. For me, I will be the role model for the young women, especially in the industry and the energy sector. So being a role model is my first aim in the future.
From all corners of the world, we have gathered in the various host cities for the regional quarterfinals. The students have pitched to their panel of judges, and the scores have been tallied. After this round, only a selected few will continue to the global semifinals. The global semifinalists are, from North America and Canada, Paige D'Angelo.
I'm a little shaken up right now. Just to receive that title is so surreal.
David Hodgson.
Yeah, it's indescribable. I think a lot has gone into getting here.
Mercedes Johnson.
I am ecstatic. I can't believe that I won. I'm so excited. I don't know what's gonna happen next.
In Europe, Antonis Politis.
I have not really processed it yet, but it's a great experience. Very tiring day, but rewarding.
Gernot Zimmerman. Selen Senal. Oni Eriksson. From South Asia, Raghav Mishra.
Yeah, I think we built a product that's supposed to win. So I think we conquered.
Hrithik Jaiswal. Gobi Kulendran. From the Middle East, Pakistan, and Africa, Stanley Samba.
Very big for the entire community that I hold in Makueni County, Kenya, and it's very big for me.
Yasmin Darvish.
You really can't imagine what we're feeling, like all of us, not just myself right now. We made it.
And from our virtual competitions, Laura Perez, Adolfo Vidal, Sofia Tadai, Carlos Garces, Oak Sematut, and Gemma Mahendra. Well done to everyone who competed in their regional quarterfinals, and congratulations to those going through to the semifinals. Next time, we'll be in our startitup studios meeting some new semifinalists and our amazing EO judges who will be helping our students perfect their pitches. Let's polish those pitches. Let's start it up.